You're listening to the Small Business Accelerator podcast, accelerating success, one founder at a time.
With your hosts, Roger Bryant and Sarah Wilson.
We support small business owners, the little guys. We're here to help you win in today's landscape.
Join us each week as we reveal powerful strategies for small business owners that save you time and money.
Because we believe every small business owner should have access to Fortune 500 style strategies without breaking the bank.
Subscribe now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts to accelerate your small business success. Ever feel like traditional teamwork? You know, like it's stuck.
Yeah.
In a rut.
Yeah.
Like all that too many cooks in the kitchen drama.
Right.
Well, get this. We're diving into a world where teams are basically their own bosses.
Yeah.
Self-running. Imagine that.
And it's not just some trendy buzzword.
Right.
We've got hard evidence.
Yeah.
Real world proof.
Okay.
That this stuff works.
Right. And you know how much I love a good case study?
Oh, yeah.
Like, remember those awesome personalized playlists Spotify makes?
Sure.
Discover Weekly and all that?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out those are powered by self-running teams.
Exactly. That's Spotify's famous squad model in action. Small, super focused teams.
Yeah.
Each like a mini startup inside the bigger company.
Right.
They've got the freedom to take an idea and run with it.
See, that's what hooks me, the freedom.
Right.
But I got to ask, for those tuning in who are like, wait, my team can't even agree on lunch.
Yeah.
What exactly are we talking about when we say self-running?
It's like this. Imagine a team that doesn't need a boss breathing down their necks for every decision.
Right.
They've got the power to set their own priorities, figure out how to hit their goals, all with minimal hand-holding.
So less micromanaging, more we trust you to crush it.
Precisely. But here's the thing. It's not a free-for-all.
Right.
There's still structure, clear objectives.
Right.
It's not chaos.
Got it.
Think of it like giving someone a map and a compass, but letting them choose the best route.
Okay, that's making more sense.
Okay.
But I'm already thinking, what about those people who'd wander off into the wilderness
and
never be seen again?
Right.
You know, the ones who need a bit more direction.
That's where building the right team is crucial.
Okay.
And it goes beyond just having the right skills. It's about shared values.
Yeah.
A commitment to the mission.
So it's almost like you're handpicking your dream team of adventurers who are all on board with reaching the summit together.
You got it.
Okay.
And just as important is fostering a culture of open communication.
Okay.
In a self-running team, everyone has a voice.
Right.
Everyone's a leader in their own right.
Which makes me wonder what happens to the actual, leaders in this whole setup.
Yeah.
Are they just sipping lemonade by the pool while everyone else is off being awesome?
Definitely not. Wow. Leadership is even more crucial in this model. It's just different. They become mentors, facilitators, setting the vision, and then empowering their teams to make it happen.
Okay, so instead of being the captain steering the ship, they're more like the experienced navigator.
Right.
Making sure everyone has the skills and tools to sail towards success.
Exactly.
Okay.
Trusting the team's expertise, removing obstacles, and fostering that environment where everyone feels supported.
Right.
That's the name of the game.
This is already blowing my mind.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the flip side.
Okay.
Are there downsides to this whole self-running thing?
Sure.
What if a team totally veers off course?
Yeah. It's not a magic solution, that's for sure.
Right.
One of the biggest hurdles is making sure no one feels lost at sea.
Right.
Without the usual boss-employee structure, it's easy to feel adrift.
So how do you prevent that lost at sea feeling?
Open, consistent communication is key.
Okay.
Regular check-ins, clearly defined roles, and leaders who are present and approachable.
Okay.
And let's not forget about conflict.
Sure.
Disagreements are bound to happen.
Right.
So having a game plan to address them constructively is a must.
It's like you're giving the team the freedom to explore, but you're still there as a guide.
Yes.
Making sure they don't sail off the edge of the map.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's about finding that sweet spot between autonomy and guidance.
Yeah.
Too much of either, and things can go south quickly.
Right. Which brings me to this amazing example from the research you sent.
Right.
Buurtzorg.
Yeah.
A home nursing organization in the Netherlands.
Right.
Get this. They've got 10,000 nurses.
Wow.
Working in self-managed teams.
Yeah.
Across 950 neighborhoods.
Buurtzorg is a fascinating case study.
Right.
And they've been rocking this model for over 16 years.
Wow.
It's not just some Silicon Valley experiment.
Right.
This is real-world proof that it can work, even in a field as demanding as healthcare.
So what's their secret sauce? Why does their model work so well?
One word: purpose. They've cracked the code on creating a shared sense of purpose and values across the entire organization. It's like everyone is on the same page, even with that level of autonomy.
That's so powerful. It's not just about working independently.
Right.
It's about everyone rowing in the same direction.
Yes.
Even if they're in different boats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes their stories so compelling.
Okay, I'm hooked. But I have a feeling this Buurtzorg story is just the tip of the iceberg.
Right.
There's got to be more to uncover about how they actually make it all work.
Oh, absolutely. And that's what we'll dive into next.
Okay.
We'll unpack their strategies, the challenges they've faced, and what we can all learn from their success.
Fantastic. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
You hear nursing and you think very specific procedures, strict rules.
Yeah.
But with Buurtzorg, it sounds like they've found a way to balance that essential structure with a whole lot of freedom for their teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things that makes their model so fascinating is how they approach decision-making.
Okay.
Remember, we're talking about nurses making independent choices that directly impact patient care.
Okay. That's where I imagine things could get tricky.
Right.
How do you make sure those decisions are, you know, the right decisions?
Yeah.
Without a boss signing off on everything.
That's where having clear frameworks, almost like internal compasses, comes into play.
Right.
But hold on.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about some rigid rule book.
Okay.
It's more about establishing guiding principles that everyone buys into.
So less follow the flow chart.
Yeah.
And more like, here are North Star values, now go navigate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Clearly defined roles within the team. A shared understanding of what you're all working towards.
Right.
And transparent ways to gather input from everyone.
Okay.
That's how you get buy-in.
Right.
And make decisions everyone feels good about.
And I'm guessing even with these frameworks, there's still room for flexibility.
Right.
Like what works for one team of nurses in a bustling city might not work for another team in a rural area.
You're spot on.
Okay.
One of the key takeaways from Buurtzorg is that their approach is anything but one size fits all. They encourage their teams to adapt, to iterate, to find what best suits their specific needs and dynamics.
It's almost like they're giving their teams the freedom to build the ship while they're sailing it.
And that's a powerful metaphor because it highlights the level of trust involved. It's that servant leadership idea we were talking about earlier, like leaders stepping back. Removing obstacles, empowering their teams to steer the course.
Okay. I can see how that would be incredibly motivating for the nurses to feel like their expertise is valued. That they have a real say in how things are done. But let's be real. There've got to be challenges. What happens when things get tough? When those inevitable bumps in the road pop up?
You're right. It's not always smooth sailing. One of the biggest challenges is ensuring that team members never feel like they're completely on their own. That's where the role of the leader,
even in this decentralized structure, is crucial.
So even though the nurses have all this autonomy, there's still a safety net. Someone they can turn to for guidance when they need it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's about finding that balance between giving people the freedom to make decisions and being there to offer support, mentorship, even just a listening ear when things get overwhelming.
Then probably stepping in quickly if a team starts to veer too far off course.
Exactly. It's that trust but verify principle in action. Leaders need to stay connected, monitor progress, and be ready to offer course correction when necessary. And let's be honest, that can be even more demanding than the traditional command and control style of leadership.
Because it's not just about delegating tasks. It's about truly empowering your team to succeed.
Precisely. And that requires a whole different set of skills.
Active listening, empathy,
Yeah.
The ability to guide without dictating.
Right.
It's a much more nuanced and demanding role.
This is making me think about all the times I've felt stifled in a job.
Right.
Like, my ideas didn't matter. Imagine if everyone had the chance to work in an environment like Buurtzorg,
right,
where their voice is heard,
yes,
their contributions are valued.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a powerful vision, isn't it?
It is.
And it's not just about individual satisfaction. It's about tapping into the collective wisdom and creativity of the entire team.
Okay, so we've talked about the importance of purpose.
Yes.
Of clear frameworks, of supportive leadership.
Right.
But I'm curious,
yeah,
from a practical standpoint,
sure,
what does day-to-day communication look like in a self-running team?
Yeah.
Are we talking endless meetings?
Well,
carrier pigeons?
Yeah.
Smoke signals?
Well, I wouldn't recommend smoke signals unless absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
But you've hit on a critical element.
Yeah.
Self-running teams live and breathe on good communication.
Okay.
Maybe even more so than traditional teams.
Okay, spill the tea. What's their secret? Okay, spill the tea. What's their secret?
It's not about adding more communication necessarily, but about making it count.
Okay.
Think super clear expectations. Who needs to know what and when?
Right.
Regular check-ins that are focused and efficient, not just another meeting for the sake of it.
So less reply-all chaos.
Yeah.
More surgical strike updates.
Exactly.
I can get behind that.
And here's the kicker.
Okay.
You need a culture where people feel safe speaking up.
Right.
Whether it's a brilliant idea or a, hey, I'm stuck.
Right.
No fear of judgment, just honest, open dialogue.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, even in a regular team, that can be hard to cultivate.
Right.
So we've got purpose, we've got frameworks, we've got communication flowing.
Right.
What's the one thing you'd say is absolutely make or break when it comes to building a successful self-running team?
It boils down to this. Are you, as a leader, truly ready to let go?
Yeah.
To shift from boss to coach?
Right.
To trust your team's judgment even when it means they might stumble along the way?
Because mistakes are inevitable, right?
Right.
Especially when you're giving people the freedom to, well, be free.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about embracing those stumbles as learning opportunities, creating an environment where it's safe to experiment.
Right.
And even, dare I say, fail.
Okay. This has been a wild ride.
Yeah.
My brain is buzzing with all these ideas.
Right.
Purpose-driven nursing Spotify playlist, team sailing, metaphorical ships.
It's a lot.
But for our listeners who are like, all right, I'm convinced, how do I actually do this self-running team thing?
Yeah.
Where do they start?
First things first.
Okay.
Get crystal clear on your why. What are you hoping to achieve with this shift?
Right.
What challenges are you trying to solve?
Because, like we said earlier, it's not about jumping on the latest management trend.
Right.
It's about finding what works for your team, your context.
Absolutely.
Right.
Once you've got that clarity,
yeah,
then you can start thinking about the practical stuff.
Okay.
Do you have the right people on board? Is your organizational culture set up to support this kind of autonomy?
And most importantly, are you, as a leader, ready to embrace this new way of working?
Right.
Because it's a two-way street.
100%.
Yeah.
It's about building trust, not just from the top down, but also from the bottom up.
Right.
And remember, this isn't a one-time fix. It's an ongoing journey.
Right.
Be prepared to adapt, to learn, to iterate as you go.
So to wrap things up for our listeners who are ready to ditch the old playbook and give this a shot.
Okay.
What are your top 3 tips for building a self-running team that truly rocks?
Number 1. Start with a shared purpose that everyone believes in.
Purpose check. What's number 2?
Empower, don't micromanage. Give your team the freedom to own their work and the support to handle it.
From boss to coach. I love it.
Right.
Okay, hit us with that final piece of wisdom.
Communicate openly, honestly, and often.
Okay.
Make sure everyone feels heard and valued.
Right.
And that information flows freely.
Music to my ears.
Yeah.
Because without that open communication, even the most well-intentioned self-running team can hit a wall.
Exactly. It's the foundation for trust, collaboration, and ultimately success.
This has been such an eye-opening deep dive.
It has.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface of this whole self-running team thing.
Right.
But hopefully you're feeling as inspired as I am to rethink what's possible.
And who knows, maybe by embracing these principles of autonomy, collaboration, and shared responsibility, we can create not just more effective teams, but a more fulfilling way of working and living together.
Now that's something to ponder.
There you go.
If you're hungry for more, be sure to check out the show notes for all the juicy details from our research.
Yes.
Until next time, keep those minds open and those teams running free. Thanks for tuning in to the Small Business Accelerator podcast.
We really hope today's strategies help you grow your business without breaking the bank.
Don't forget to check the show notes for links to resources we've handpicked for small business success.
If you found value in today's episode, it would make our day if you subscribed to the podcast and left us a review.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
And stay tuned for our next episode. Next time, we'll reveal yet another game-changing strategy that's revolutionizing how small businesses on a shoestring budget take on giant corporations and accelerate their success.
Until then, keep accelerating your success.
This is Sarah Wilson.
And Roger Bryant, signing off.